do to get the feel of that. You're going to blow everything out while you pull your tummy in tight, right? Tummy's tight, don't let your chest collapse, right? When I say 3, you're going to open your mouth and your throat and let your tummy get fat and just allow the air to come in. 1, 2, 3. You feel that?
Yep.
Comes in, rush all at once. There should be no sound. I shouldn't hear, right? Because that means your vocal cords are in the way. Do that again. So first of all, chest is nice and high, right? Blow everything out and don't let your chest move. Blow it up. Pull your tummy in tight. Tummy's in. Tummy is in, all right? At the count of 3, you let your tummy go. 1, 2, 3. You feel it come in, it rushes in, all right? So that's the proper way to breathe. That's just to set you up for everything else, all right? The first exercise is a 5-note scale. It starts on the G above middle C. When I say pitches, gentlemen are always down 1 octave from women, right? Gentlemen have a larger larynx than women do, so they generally sing an octave below, which means tenors sing in the same range as sopranos, just they're down an octave. Okay, does that make sense? Basses sing in the same range as mezzo-sopranos, so they're just down an octave. Okay, so when I say, I want the G above middle C, it's about here, me, but that should be right about the middle of your voice. It shouldn't be, and it shouldn't be right down. It should feel right in the middle of your voice, right? 5-note scale, you're going to go like this. Me, 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 me. Ready? And. Me, 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 me. Good, so a couple of things already. I'm going to give you all kinds of instruction, and that means, what am I doing, number 1? That's just the mechanics of learning this 5-note scale. The other thing that's more important is, how am I doing it? For the first thing you want to do, by the way, don't put any of your stuff on the carpeting because it's still wet. I'm going to call maintenance again. Right? So the first thing you want to do is open your mouth. Bigger than you think is necessary. So most of you are going like this. Me, right? It's not open. So what do I want you to do? Take your fingers, put it where your jaw meets your head, right? And you just close it first, and then gradually open until you feel it push your fingers out. All right? When it pushes your fingers out, your jaw is fully open. It's kind of unhinged. All right? That's how big I want it when you're singing. When you're singing all the vowels, so it's not me, me, me. It's me, me, me. It's going to feel very awkward at first, and I'm going to have you actually open it a little too far at first to get these muscles relaxed, right? So, me, open big. Me, Good. So some of you are trying to get it open. Some of you are still keeping it closed, right? You want to make sure it's open. The second thing you want to do is make sure you have a pure vowel. And what that means is the vowel should sound the same as you speak it, right? So you don't say me, you say me. It's a nice bright E, right? Say, so if somebody says you have a lottery ticket and they call your number, you go, it's me, right?
Yeah.
Your jaw is wide open, isn't it, right? So everybody say, it's me!
It's me!
Now some of you are going, I feel stupid. Right? We're all feeling stupid here, right? I'm the big one. So everybody make sure you shout, right? Don't try to fake shout, because if you go, me, you put tension here and you cause more tension here, and it causes more problems. So everybody, I want you to actually shout, it's me! Ready? It's me! All right, there. You feel it?
Yeah.
All right? Your jaw drops. Okay. It's a real E vowel. It's not this thing, right? The other thing is the tip of your tongue. The tip of your tongue is just barely touching the lower front, the back of your lower teeth, right? Everybody say, mm-hmm. You feel where your tongue is? Mm-hmm. Just barely touching those lower teeth. You feel it? Mm-hmm. Right? That's where it should be the whole time you're singing. unless you're making a T, an N, or S, certain consonants. But we don't sing very much time on consonants. You can go T, right? You say T. You get past the consonant, you go to the vowel. When you go to the vowel, the tip of the tongue should pop down to the lower front teeth. When you go, it's me, it's already there. If you're actually shouting, it's already there, right? The other thing that's happening is you're using lots of energy. You're doing it louder than you think is necessary. All right? So when you're singing right now, I want everybody singing louder than you think is necessary. All right? So if you go, me, it doesn't really help you, right? It may sound really good inside of your head, but the problem is if your mouth is closed and you're singing softly, nobody else can hear it, right? And the whole point of singing is getting your voice out there so other people can hear it, okay? So we're going to go on the word may this time. We're going to may, 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 may. So all of these things we want to pay attention, but one at a time, because your brain can only think of one thing at a time. So we're going to do may with our mouth as big as you can, right? Open it big for the breath. Ready? Oh, very good. This time we're going to do a ma, like it's not my pa, it's my ma, and you're going to try to make sure it's that word, right? It's not moo, it's a moo. It's ma. Say ma.
Ma.
So, ma, ma, ma. Ready?
Ma, 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 ma.
Right. It takes a while to get used to that, right? The more you do, the better, right? This time, we're going to pay attention to make sure the tip of our tongue, while our mouth is open and we're singing a pure vowel, the tip of our tongue is touching our lower front teeth the whole exercise, because guess what? You don't need it for an M either, right? The you don't need the tip of your tongue for that. So it just stays against those lower front teeth, right? On the word mo, mo, tip of the tongue, open mouth, nice and strong, ready, up!
Mo, 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 mo.
Some of you are getting better already. That's excellent. The thing is, make sure that you keep that mouth open on the vowel, so it's not it's consonants are short and sweet, right? The consonants are short because we're singing on the vowel, right? 99.9% of what anybody sings is vowel. Right? We don't spend a lot of time on the consonants. The consonants are important. They need to be just as loud as the vowel. They're just not very long. Okay? If you think about somebody who's orating, think about Martin Luther King, right? I have a dream, right? He didn't say, I have a dream. So big, nice, open mouth, pure vowels, lots of air going through it, right? This time we're going to think about it being louder, and particularly higher notes, right? So the higher the pitch gets, the louder you want to sing, right? The reason for that is that the larynx, the voice box, is actually two flat muscles. They're attached in the front, right? They come together, we push air through the center. It makes the edges vibrate. Okay, and that's what actually makes the sound. Okay, when you go higher, what happens is they come together, and only the back is vibrating. The higher you go, the smaller the opening. Right? When you sing lower, you're using almost the whole length of the cord. But going higher, it's a smaller and smaller opening to get the same volume of air through. Right? So in order to get the same volume of air through, you need to push harder, and the easiest way is to say louder. Right? So high notes have always been your bugaboo. It's because you haven't been singing loudly enough. It's not because you don't have the notes. Everybody in this class can sing higher than they think they can. Right? Almost every student comes and goes, wow, was it really that high? Right? So nice and strong, right? We're going to do this on mo, right? Mo, mo, mo. Ready? Up.
Mo, 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 mo.
Good. That was good. A lot of you got louder on the way back up. As you go back up, make sure you're not getting louder and longer on the consonants. Right? So you go mo, 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 mo. Right? That just defeats the purpose. You want to keep your mouth open and stay on the vowel. Do that one again. Mo. Ready?
Mo, 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 mo.
That was good. That last note was a lot easier for most of you, wasn't it? Right? What I want to ask you, is the last note harder than the first note?
To me.
Does it seem higher? Right? The last note is actually the same note as the first note. Right? So if you're having trouble hitting it, you're just psyching yourself out because you're going up. You've already sung that note. So that note isn't a problem for you. You've already got it in your range. You just have to give it a little more volume and stay off the consonants.
But does
Right?
how you answer that depend on your range from a beginner's perspective?
What's that?
Does how you answer that question depend on your range from a beginner's perspective?
Not at this point. Everybody in this room can sing that note.
Okay.
Right? If they're not singing that note right now, it's because they're not giving it enough energy, or they're clamping down here, or so it's just a matter of getting the techniques and getting the muscles
Right.
stronger.
Okay.
All right? So let's do the same thing on moo. Moo! All right? So you notice I didn't go moo, but it still sounded like an ooh, didn't it?
Yep.
So do me a favor. What you're going to do, say moo.
Moo.
The cow says moo.
Cow says
All
moo.
right? So now what I want you to do, the cow says moo. Right? So you're going to start with a regular ooh, like you feel like it sounds like a ooh in your mouth. Right? And then you're going to keep your lips there, and you're going to drop your jaw behind the ooh. So watch what's going to happen. Moo. Moo. You hear how much more sound comes out just because I'm opening the jaw? I didn't open my lips all that much further. Right? Try it. Moo. Ready? And moo. You feel it? Do it again. Ready? And good. At first, a lot of people think that doesn't sound like an ooh. Right? They say it sounds more like an O. Well, an O sounds like this. Oh. An ooh sounds like this. Ooh. Right? It's actually a change in the shape of your tongue. Almost all of the vowels, the difference between the vowel sounds is the shape of your tongue. Has very little to do with the opening here. Right? The O's and the Oo's, the lips round a little bit, but that's the only thing. The jaw is the same opening. Right? So we're going to go moo, moo, moo. Ready? Same exercise. Open big.
Moo, moo, moo,
That was much better. Some of you were kind of fighting me on it. Right? You'll get used to it over time. All right? So the first exercise is just this. This we're going to pay attention to on all of the exercises. Right? But the first exercise is a 5-note scale. Starting on G above middle C, going down and then up, right? And you're going to do me, and then may, and then ma, and then mo, and then moo. You're going to do one syllable per down and up, right? So you're not going to go me, me, ma, mo, mo. You're going to go me, 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 me. Then you're going to take the whole exercise, go up a half step. And then you're going to keep the same shape of it. Go me, 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 me. A half step is the distance between two notes on the piano. So if you are not a pianist, you can still use a piano for help. You can use it to find the pitch, and then you go from a white note to a black note to a white note to a black note to a white note. If there's no black note in between, you go to the next white note, right? Those are half steps. Give yourself those as the first pitch of each exercise. Okay? That makes sense? This one you are going to go up 12 times. right? So if you're starting on the G,